Yo, shout out to everybody already here in the building. I see Leonard and Ricky. You know what? Let's get to the shit, you guys. Breaking news. It is official. Our starting quarterback of 9 years, Derek Carr, has officially been benched. Jarrett Stidham's season for the next 2 games, you guys, for those who don't know, there was something in his contract, in Derek Carr's contract, that stated if he did get hurt in these next 2 games against the Niners and the Chiefs, his contract will be fully guaranteed next season and $7.5 million in 2024. So, yeah, you guys, it's crazy. It's insane to think about it, right? We're technically not out of the playoff hunt yet, but when you play the #1 defense in the NFL, and there's those kind of stipulations in your contract, it's kind of hard to throw them out there to the Wolves and not expect something bad to happen, man. You know what I mean? And like I said before, DC has been very durable in his career up to this point. But y'all, how do you feel about this, nation? Derek Carr, the only quarterback that a lot of these young kids even know as Raider fans, is officially out of here. He is officially gone. How are you feeling about this? We are finally doing what's best for the Shield. And you know what, Jay? I have to say this, right? I do personally think that Derek Carr played his last down in the NFL as a Raider. It sucks because his last pass was a pick. The irony of that, right? The last pass he's probably ever thrown for the Raiders will be a pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers 50 years from the Immaculate Deception. Ain't that about a bitch? But it's time, you guys. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. Mediocrity, purgatory, a bunch of other words that we can describe this situation, these past 9 seasons. It's time to move on. And to be real, I'm actually happy that we can probably at some point finally get over this whole Raider divide. I mean, I know there's going to be some guys next year where if we take some L's, which we're going to take some L's, it's the NFL. If Derek Carr was here, this wouldn't have happened. If Derek Carr was here, this wouldn't have happened, right? Well, guess what? Me personally, I don't think he'll be here. There is one way to look at this as well, though, for Carr fans that don't think that he's, it's time to move on. They may sit him for two weeks just to make sure, just to make sure he does not get hurt. And then you can reevaluate that in the offseason. If you can get better at the position, you upgrade at the position, right? Josh McDaniels may not be over with this, you guys. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. He may sit these 2 games, and Josh McDaniels may say, let's try and get better. If not, he may be back. So I'm not going to get too over the top about this. All I'm going to say is I'm going to talk about what just happened, and he has been benched. He has been benched. Let me see. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to Family Wade. Carr era officially over. Thank you, base God. Shout out to Wade. Shout out to my brother Hammer. Let the countdown begin. 49 days to restructure, trade, or cut Carr before his money is on the books. Salute, nation. And that's where I am with it right now, Hammer, right? That's where I am with it right now. You have to pump the brakes. This would be such a funny story, such a funny timeline, right? If we just sit him for the next 2 weeks. Say you sit Devontae. There may be some other starters that get sat these next 2 weeks, you guys. You know what I mean? You're going against the Niners and the Chiefs. It is very, very tough to even sniff the playoffs at this point. You need a million things to happen. There's going to be starters probably getting sat. We knew with Denzel Perriman being out for the season, Chandler Jones being out for the season, that at this point, starters may be sitting down. You know what I'm saying? But, man, hey, it finally happened. A change is upon us. I think that something like this needed to happen, to be real. You got Jarrett Stidham. I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback by any stretch. This is not me saying, you guys, that Jarrett Stidham is going to be the future, but it's going to feel good to watch a quarterback that knows this system. And, the Niners don't really have too much tape on them, even though they're a great defense. The Chiefs don't have too much tape on them. At this point, let the young guy go out there, see what you could do with him, and leave it at that. I mean, he played pretty well in preseason. You know what I mean? Let's just see what he can do in the next 2 weeks. Sit DC, and then we can finally figure out what we are going to do in the offseason. At this point, though, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's easy to be ecstatic, right? To be really excited for those who just really want Carr up out of here, right? I'm one of them, but I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because this could be the long game. This could be Josh McDaniels telling DC and Devontae, this season didn't work out as planned. And we're going to sit you guys. There's no reason to even try to get you guys hurt in these next 2 games. And then let's come back to the table after the season is over and figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, get your comments in, you guys. How are you feeling? It's official. Our starting quarterback, 3-time Pro Bowler of the past 9 seasons, Derek Carr, has officially been benched, you guys. Crazy, 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 but we're here now. Carr pouting on the bench would have been nice. Damn, these. Oh, shit. Rick, yes, this is true. But Derek Carr knows the writing is on the wall at this point. And you have to be real, right? Josh McDaniels' system is very intricate. I know, a lot of people trip out when I say, well, Mac Jones played really good in his first year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say this. It's an intricate system. Devontae even said it. You know what I mean? But you watch this film, you watch this tape, DC has clearly regressed this season, leading the league in interceptions. I don't care if you're still learning the system. You damn near just burn the system down to shreds. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I think he still has somewhere around along the lines of somewhere 35 to 38. Was it somewhere around 35 to 4,000 yards passing this season, right? Still got a top 5 wide receiver in Devontae Adams. Josh Jacobs has been a huge part of this offense. That's really one of the main reasons that we even have 6 wins at this point. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, Derek Carr's pride may say, you know what? I want to work with you guys and I want to go somewhere. It could be the Commanders, a team that has a nice defense. It could be the Jets that has a nice defense. We could play some musical chairs here. Tom Brady could be the Raiders quarterback next year, which I called all season long. I think it's going to happen. I think a lot of you as well called that, and send him over to Tampa Bay and see what they can do over there with Derek Carr. There's plenty of options at this point for Derek Carr. I'm not one of those guys, I do troll a lot and I have fun with the whole Derek Carr shit because I want to move on, period, point blank, the end. But he's still a good quarterback, right? And I know a lot of people always say if he has everything right around him, blase, blah, right? Well, send him to Indianapolis. You know what I mean? Send him to Indianapolis. They have a defense. You know what I mean? There's some guys that he's familiar with over there. Gus Bradley, Yannick. You know what I mean? There's some guys over there. Send him over there. See what he can do over there with that, run game and that O-line and that defense. Whatever you got to do. At this point, I'm going to be real with you guys. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Derek Carr is always, represented the Shield. I'm not going to say at the best because we have not won a lot of games, but I'll say this. He has wore the Shield proudly. He represented us as a man really well. It's even though, it didn't really turn out the right way that we wanted it to on the field. You know what I'm saying? But I have to say this, you guys, I'm a little afraid now because if he does decide on getting traded, right? If he says, send me over here, this may, I'm hoping it didn't. This may drop his trade value. You sit a guy 2 weeks before the season is up with the playoffs technically still on the line, and you sit him, the trade price may have dropped drastically. So I don't know. I don't know if DC just says, you know what, I'm going to retire. I'm going to go, do the pastor thing, which I know he loves a lot. And he's always talked about that before. But to be honest with you guys, me personally, I am ready to move on. I am done with these past 10 seasons. Let's just move on. Let's figure this thing out. I don't care even if we got to go get a young guy to groom under Brady, even if he is 47 years old. You know what I mean? At the time of him coming over, I don't really care. I don't care. At this point, we have to move on. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. The results are not, they're continuously the same year in and year out. You know what I mean? Yes, a lot of that blame is placed on the coaching. A lot of that blame is placed on the defense, but also a lot of that blame has to be placed on Derek Carr. Shout out to Giovanni. Line only moved 3.5 points. Says a lot about DC's play. drinking the cold one to celebrate, ready for some change. Happy New Year, y'all. Shout out to my dog, Gio, man. Shout out to Raider Rich. Carr is gone this offseason. Josh Jacobs is gone too. I don't think so. Depending on who was brought up, as Adams will crest to be traded, not at all. Brady is going to the 49ers. That is false as well, Raider Rich. They still have a young guy with Lance that they're going to bring back. Purdy, Mr. Relevant, is playing well for them. They can still, if they want to think about bringing Jimmy G back, they can. I heard that Brady has wanted to be a Niner in the past because that was the team that he grew up loving. And there was a lot of speculation behind the scenes that the Niners didn't want him, that they didn't want him. They did not want him in Santa Clara. So I think the Brady to Niners shit is very just easy to say because he was a Niners fan and they're technically a quarterback away. I don't think the Niners go that route at all. I think Josh will come back. I think Josh Jacobs will get a contract with Derek Carr's money off the books. It's easy as hell to bring Josh Jacobs back. Simple and plain. Shout out to my dog Black Sunday as well. TB12 in the silver and black next season. Book that shit. Book it. Book it. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. You already know what time it is. Breaking news. It's official. Josh McDaniels has finally sat Derek Carr. He has been benched for the final 2 games of this season. Jarrett Stidham's season is finally upon us, and I'm here for it. Shout out to Maul. Colts got a 3rd for Wentz. We can get a 2nd for Carr. I think we can get more than a 2nd for Carr, to be honest. Definitely do. Shout out to my brother Maul. I think you can get a 1st somewhere. One of these teams that think that they're just one quarterback away, it could be Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? They may say, look, we think we can still win it. Go get Carr. Indianapolis may think, give up a 1st. Who cares? I think Carr can do it. There's going to be somebody that may take a flyer. I just think the price may have dropped with him being benched. You know what I'm saying? But some NFL teams and front offices need to understand this as well. When there's something in his contract that states if he gets injured in these next 2 games, that his money becomes fully guaranteed and partially in 2024, you know what I mean? Then you know, as an organization, you have to say, okay, they're doing this the right way because they're going to reevaluate the quarterback position in the offseason anyway. We're going about this the right way. You know, I'm sorry, you guys. You know, I shit on DC a lot because I want change in this organization, right? But this is me being honest about this situation. I think it's more about playing this shit safe and reevaluating this shit in the offseason. That's what I think. I think this is more about us playing it safe and reevaluating the quarterback situation in the offseason. Sometimes you have to take a step back to move forward, but be prepared for a lot of "I told you so" statements from Carr stands next year. I'm cool with that. Larry, you know why? Because if Carr's not here, whoever talks about Carr, that shit goes in one ear and out the other because he's not a Raider anymore. So I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like all these Carr guys can still, if we still had Carr, no. That shit means nothing to me because if he's not here, one ear out the other. I don't care. Carr dug his own grave this season, period. Mike, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. No, Lamar Jackson is not coming to Vegas. Stop the cap. $50 million plus. It is not going to happen, you guys. Would I love it to happen? I would love to have Lamar Jackson, a dynamic quarterback like that, in Vegas, but I don't see that happening at all. Too much money. Shout out to Midnight. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you. And you know what's so crazy, man? As sad as this is, this may be, and I don't want to say it because of Carr, but change is needed, you guys. Change is needed. Change is needed. This to me is like one of the only highlights of this season. And it's not just because of Derek Carr. It's because of change. We need change. We're beating the table the same way to every year and expecting different results. This shit nothing's going to change continuously doing the same shit. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Y'all thought I was going to do this live, right, and celebrate. I'm not going to do that until he's officially gone. Okay? I'm not going to do that until he's officially gone. Because I still think that there's somehow, some way these guys can be working behind the scenes saying, what do we need to do to get right? So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to celebrate completely yet because I don't think we've heard the last of Derek Carr just yet. Just yet. Until February rolls around, you know what I mean, and we start seeing what's going on, then we can kind of hang our hats on the idea that DC is out of here for sure. You know what I mean? But until that day happens, it is not over yet. But this is a huge signal that we are moving on from Derek Carr and going in another direction. Bring in TB12 and draft Hendon Hooker to learn. I'm good with that. I'm good with that, Midnight. I am good with that. I am definitely good with that. TB12. Derek Carr's over the hill. And he's 15 years younger. Tom Brady statistically is doing a pretty good job this season. He has 4,100 passing yards. I think 21 TDs, somewhere around there. Like nine interceptions, somewhere around along those lines. Hey, at 45 years old, if you bring him in to the Raiders organization, you bring his guy Graphk in back out of retirement. You got Waller, you got Renfro, you got Devontae. Come on, man. You got Josh Jacobs. Hey, that man can still win. People tend to forget, man, that TB is 45 years old and only like 2 seasons removed from winning his 7th championship in Tampa Bay. So we got to stop that narrative, man. Yes, Father Time catches up with everybody. It definitely does. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. It hasn't really completely caught up with Tom Brady yet. Simple and plain. Eagles got a conditional first for wins. There you go. There you go. Wipe them feet off. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, man. If you want to become a member of the channel, hit the link. It's pinned up top, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, like I said, you guys, look, Derek Carr has officially been benched, but let's not get ahead of ourselves yet until I figure out, we all find out that he's finally out of here. Let's not celebrate too much, because a lot of us want him out of here. A lot of us want just change. And like I said before, it's not just about because it's Derek Carr. It's because he's the quarterback, the most important position on a football team, and it's time to move on. It's the end of a Carr era. We'll love the guy for bringing consistency to an organization that was constant shambles. Time to move on. DeMox, let me say this real quick, my brother. Thank you for those kind words, DeMox. What kind of consistency? He was consistently inconsistent. He had 2 winning seasons as the quarterback for the Raiders in 2016 and last season. 2 winning seasons. What kind of consistency? This is the thing that kills me with Carr guys when they continuously say he brought consistency. He did this. What kind of consistency? He was consistently inconsistent. He didn't do enough. Shout out to KB, man. What up, Docs Nation? God damn, it's a new day. Shout out to my boy KB. Appreciate you on the donation, family, as always. Shout out to my boy Ricardo as well. Not only is Lamar expensive, he's always getting injured. He's been out due to injury more than Tua. Raiders need to draft a QB. I think we are all in agreement that we need to draft a quarterback anyways. Definitely. Yeah, you guys, like yes, man. It was great to see Derek Carr come in and lead us to the playoffs 12-4 the year we broke his leg. It was great to see him overcome all the obstacles. This team overcome these obstacles last season and make it to the playoffs, but it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough, you guys. It's just not good enough. It ain't good enough. It's just not. It's not at all. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, man, like I said before, I've said this a million times, I'm a firm believer in energy, right? Who's to say we're not better without him and he's not better without us? Why can't we all come to an agreement with that? He may be better without us and we may be better without him. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to the Raider. Adams is not leaving. Dude is under contract, y'all, and he really came here just for Carr. If he really came here just for Carr, that would have been the softest, most childish move ever. These are men. This isn't high school. It's a business. Talk that shit, the Raider. Shout out to the Raider, man. Come in with a haymaker, bro. Shout out to Cam, my boy Cameron, man. Anybody who thinks Brady is the answer is whistling past the graveyard. Hey, man, I'll tell you one thing. He's about to go to the playoffs this season. I know he's in the NFC South, and it's an inferior division. He's about to go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? At 45 years old. And at 43, he won a Super Bowl. So, hey, whatever it can, float your boat, King. Do your thing. But I appreciate you on the donation, and thank you for the comment, brother. Jay Polly, even with Carr gone, we still have a clueless head coach. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I'm here for Josh McDaniels. It's year 1, you guys. He wanted to see what we had. You know what I mean? This was a year. I said this to waste it on the phone yesterday. And not a lot of people have heard this. Josh McDaniels and these reporters, right? These beat reporters, David Ziegler, this word has been thrown around pretty much since the beginning of this season. Mulligan, right? 1 year mulligan. People tend to forget that David Ziegler was talking about 2023 even before 2022 started. People did not want to face the reality and hear the word mulligan. 1 year mulligan. This was a year for these guys to figure out what we have at each position, especially the quarterback position. You want to see what you have there because that's what wins you games. I'm sorry. Yes, defenses win you championships. Offenses, look, let's just be clear here, man. You have to have a really, really, really good quarterback in today's NFL. This is not the NFL where you have Nick Foles go out there and win you a Super Bowl, the Trent Dilfers of the world. This is not the same NFL anymore. You have to have, a guy that can get there, man. You have to have shit. Even Josh Allen hasn't been there yet. He's been sniffing at it the past few seasons, but you have to have a really, 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 really good quarterback at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a different NFL, you guys. Different NFL. Starting QBs bench this season. Zach Wilson, trash. Matt Ryan, twice, trash. He's done. Mariota and Wentz, and now Carr. And now Wentz is back to being a starter. Hammer, ain't that funny? Shout out to my brother Hammer, man. Chill, man. Chill, bro. Shout out to Jason. As a Carr fan, it sucks, but as a Raider, I repeat, a Raider fan, it had to be done. Shout out to my dog Jackson, man. Shout out to my dog Jackson, man. Shout out to Maul. Brady wouldn't lose to Baker Mayfield, Jeff Saturday, and Kenny Pickett. Just saying. I don't think, I don't think that would have happened at all, to be honest. DC had so many chances this year, you guys, to turn a few of these L's into wins, man. A few throws away. Yeah, Darren Waller shit the bed against Tennessee. Yes. But we just have to look at the tape, look at the film, look at what we're looking at. Like that last play to Hunter Renfrow against Pittsburgh, it was just 9 years in a nutshell, you guys. It's just 9 years in a nutshell. Think about this. If this is Derek Carr's last play as a Raider, it was a pick in a game where he threw 3. The writing is on the wall, man. The writing is on the wall. Shout out to Cut the Check. I appreciate you, family, on a donation. As always, my dog. Appreciate you. Wipe them feet, you guys. Hit them thumbs up. Shout out to the 800 plus people in the chat, man. Wipe them feet. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button, man. You already know. We're going to be active tonight, too, you guys. We're going to do some shit tonight. I wanted to just do a breaking, news, little live, during the day to talk about this. This is crazy. It's official, you guys. I'm not leaving yet, but Derek Carr has been benched for Jarrett Stidham for the last 2 weeks of the season. Look at the play calling. Feet. What was wrong with that last play call? That would have put us in field goal range and probably got us in a space where we could have won that game. What was wrong with that last play? What was wrong with that last play? See, this is the thing. A lot of people are mad about play calling. I can probably name on 2 hands, really going back and looking at certain plays where I'm like, what the fuck was he thinking? Like, I'm not, me personally, I'm not one of those guys that's like Josh McDaniels has been calling terrible plays and blah, blah, blah. Yes, he does need to get better at halftime adjustments. Yes, you cannot pull up in the second half and look like dog shit after looking really good in the first half. I agree. But I think that Josh McDaniels has a system in play that can win in today's NFL. I do. We just need the right moving parts around to make it happen. That's what I think. You know what I mean? But, there has been some upsetting play calls, that I've seen this season. I'm not gonna lie. I have, where I'm like, whoa, where I questioned. And you guys have seen this from me live where I'm like, this dude is tanking. He's tanking. You know what I mean? There's been some plays where I'm like, holy shit. But hey, man, shout out to MP. DC will win a Super Bowl elsewhere. Josh McDaniels gets fired next year and we will be in a 5-year rebuild. Why, MP? Why? What has DC done that in his 9 seasons? What has he done that can show you that tells you he's going to win a Super Bowl? Please tell me that. Am I tripping? What has Derek Carr done in 9 seasons that has been proven that he can win a Super Bowl somewhere else? What? I shout out to MP. You my dog, but bro, I don't get that one at all. Smart money move to bench him. More money for the defense. Talk that shit, JT. For those guys out there that says Derek Carr needs a defense, Well, guess what's going to happen, you guys? We get rid of his contract and we bring in the defense. If it's all about the shield, you guys, right? Then it shouldn't matter. Get rid of Derek Carr's contract. Go get some defense. If it's all about the shield and not about one player, rid yourselves of that $100 million contract and go get some defense. And what did Gannon do? Gannon won an MVP. Got to the Super Bowl. That's what Gannon has done. He was the MVP 1 year and got to the Super Bowl, and was a tuck rule pretty much away and another game away from reaching another Super Bowl. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Shout out to Andrew. What I hate about Carr stands, wish bad on our team. Yeah, man. I've seen a lot of Carr guys on the internet going wild right now. Yeah, the things that I've seen is just so upsetting, man. It's insane, man. Yeah, Pastor, I don't even know how to follow that up. You know what I'm saying? Carr hasn't played well this year, agree, but he was not the main problem. That's just my opinion. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, MP. You guys, who's a player out there that you compare to Derek Carr, to his game, right? I know I see a lot of people with Kirk Cousins. I see a lot of people with Matthew Stafford, right? There's other players out there that those are the two guys that I always see that are compared, like comparable to Derek Carr, right? That's what I see within the nation. That's what I see, right? Kirk Cousins has never won shit. Yeah, they're doing well this year, definitely. Their defense is shit too, though. MP, their defense is not playing well at all right now. Their defense is terrible. They've been giving up ass all season long. Did Minnesota's offense start off strong? Yes, but Kirk out there balling with those guys. Kirk's out there balling with those guys right now. He hasn't won a chip, though. Matthew Stafford, you literally put him, and this doesn't happen year in and year out, you guys. This does not happen year in and year out. Matthew Stafford literally went to the most literally perfect situation that you could even think of. Longy, what their defense is not top 10 right now, bro. Their defense has been shit. You can see how many points they've given up these past, 6-7 weeks? Bro, they had to come back on the Colts. They were down by like 30 points. That's not a top 10 defense. Like, what? You gave the Colts? Like, come on, man. I'm not even going to talk that shit no more. It's a waste of time. I was going somewhere, and it's just like, it's a waste of time. Shout out to Cut the Check. I want to move on for the nation, but most sports analysts on TV are saying they're going to keep him. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely need a QB who's more consistent. Yeah, and that's why I said cut the check. I'm not jumping the gun here, right? It's good that he's benched. You know what I mean? You protect your investment. You know what I mean? You make sure that you have to realize this, that if you're going to decide on moving on from Derek Carr in the offseason, you can't have him go out there and get injured against the #1 defense and then have to pay him fully guaranteed money next season. Could you imagine this, you guys? For all the Derek Carr nut huggers, okay? Understand this, okay? There's no way you send him out there to the Wolves against the #1 defense in the NFL where he could potentially get hurt, and then you have to pay him $35 million next year, and then probably have to depend on a young quarterback because he's cheap, a rookie quarterback, or just a really, really bad quarterback. Pay him nothing to come in and play for us all season long while DC is sitting down with a torn ACL or some shit, right? This makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world to sit him these final 2 games. You know what I mean? As a business, it makes no sense to throw him out there for nothing. You know what I mean? What? Because of his ego? Because of his pride being hurt? Because Devontae may be shook up? Or because Josh Jacobs? Look, there's a reason why these guys are players and these guys are front office guys and head coaches. These guys have to make all the tough decisions. They have to make all the tough decisions. And me personally, look, I would have did the same exact thing. From a business standpoint, you have to sit Derek Carr the next 2 games. It makes no sense in the world not to. Shout out to my brother Stu, man. Please talk that shit, my guy. Wipe your sloppy ass motherfucking feet, people. Shout out to my brother Stu, man. I'm going to call you after this live, bro. Shout out to Joe Nation. Graphk, what QB would you draft in the 2nd round right now? Everybody knows that Will Levis is my favorite quarterback in this draft, but he'll be gone in the 1st round. I'll say this, man. There's guys out there, you know, the Hendon Hookers of the world, which he'll probably be more of a mid-round guy because of it. I think he tore his ACL and because of his age. You know what I mean? There's some guys. We're going to talk about that, Joe Nation. We're going to talk about that. I have some guys that I definitely want to talk about on some of these draft shows. Definitely, man. There's some QBs out there that I like. Real talk. 9 INTs in the last 5 games, bro. Like that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable, man. I don't care if this is your first year in this system. This is unacceptable. You threw more picks than Mac Jones last year in his rookie season in the same system. I repeat, Derek Carr has thrown more picks this season with 2 games remaining than a rookie Mac Jones in that system. And I know some people are going to say that Mac Jones came from Alabama where they run this, you know, technically, you know, the same kind of system in Alabama that they do. I don't want to hear that shit. A rookie came in his rookie season and threw less picks than Derek Carr. And yes, and I do have to say that Josh McDaniels even tried to protect Mac Jones a little more, right? With short intermediate passes because he wanted to eliminate turnovers. That guy ended up being a Pro Bowler, even though his stats did not equal out to him being a Pro Bowler at all. But he was a Pro Bowler. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. I did not see your super, brother. Let me see. My bad. The chat is moving. The chat is moving. Shout out to my brother, man. Oh, I got you. I got you, Midnight. Shout out to Sanjit. We got to talk soon, brother. Shout out to Midnight. Let's be real. The D played good enough to win, but it was Carr that failed to play well in the second half in the last 6 weeks. There we go. There we go. There we go. Shout out to Midnight. This is factory. Charlie, that dude blocked me on Instagram and Twitter. And what's funny is I used to talk to him. We were mad cool. I never did nothing to him. We were mad cool. We were talking about linking up at a game and all kind of shit. And I was like, why did this dude block me? Like, we were hella cool. We used to have conversations every day. Now it makes sense why the dude is doing that. Because he's a Carr dude over the shield. Simple and plain. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Shout out to my brother, Big Mike. I'm on record to being a big DC supporter in years past. Yes, shout out to Big Mike. But after this season, I can't support this man anymore. It's time to move on and evaluate what we have instead of him. Talk that shit, my brother, Big Mike. For those who are not subscribed to my brother, Big Mike yet, go subscribe to my brother, man. He puts a hell of a show on over there. Definitely, man. Chester, now you free yourself up a lot more money. If we do really move on from DC, right? If we really finally move on from Derek Carr in the offseason, that frees you up a lot of cap space to go build on that defense. We have a full draft, you guys, with even then some on top of it. That's how you build. You build through the draft. You build good defenses through the draft. Me personally, I don't really see too many teams that go through free agency and build this stalwart defense that win championships. You've seen Seattle do it. They built through the draft. You've seen New England do it year in and year out. They go into the draft and they draft a bunch of defensive guys and they build them up. This is what organizations, competent organizations do. They go into the draft, they build their defense through the draft. And that's what we're going to start doing this offseason. Right now, you see the Niners do it. You see the Patriots do it. You see the Jets do it. That's what great, competent teams do. They draft well through, they draft defensively through the draft well. That's what it's about. Shout out to Matrix, man. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to my dog, Matrix, man. Shout out to Will Singleton as well. Trey Waller, move up to get a quarterback you want. This regime loves Darren Waller. Will, I don't see it happening, brother. I don't. From what I'm hearing behind the scenes a lot, they love Darren Waller. They love him. So you will see Darren Waller here next season. Think about this. If you bring Tom Brady back into the fold, into this system where he won 6 rings with Josh McDaniels, you're literally doing what they did in New England, right? You bring back Gronk, which I think Gronk is going to follow Derek Carr, follow Tom Brady to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Brady got Gronk. He has Waller. He has Hunter Renfrow, that slot guy that he always had in New England. You got Devontae Adams, a true number 1 receiver like he had with Randy Moss on the outside. This is lining up to be really, really a great offseason for us, you guys. I know a lot of people are nervous now because we're moving on, potentially moving on from Derek Carr. But nah, this is potentially lining up to be a hell of an offseason, a full draft. You just cleared up $35 or $30 million in cap space to use more in free agency. This right here is lining up for us to become better, not just making the playoffs 2 times in 9 seasons, 10 seasons. This is becoming a team now where we can sustain success. You go draft Brady. You go get Brady. You go draft a quarterback. You have him learn under the greatest quarterback of all time for a season or 2. What's the problem with that? That's what New England did. They went and got Brissett and had him come in. He won games in New England. Jimmy G won games in New England. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. Bring in a veteran, because look, man, the energy is just off with Derek Carr, you guys. Nothing is going to change with him as the quarterback. It's not going to change. Nothing is going to change with Derek Carr at quarterback. I'm telling y'all, I'm a firm believer in energy, and it's something that just ain't lining up. And I think this year, DC was upset. He felt finally the pressure of, you know what, man, this is it. They went and got me Devontae. I'm still shitting the bed. This is it. It's just nothing's going to change. Derek Carr doesn't play above the X's and O's. Terrence, talk that shit, bro. Talk that shit, bro. Talk that shit. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, man. Hit that subscribe button. Shout out to JT. Gannon, 6 seasons with Oak, a Super Bowl win. Well, not a Super Bowl win. A Super Bowl appearance. 45-29 record, a league MVP, multiple playoff wins. BS call away from another Super Bowl, please. Talk that shit, JT. Talk that shit. And let's not act like Gannon wasn't, up there in age as well when we brought him in. Shit, Gannon had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, 2 up there in age guys that he was throwing the ball to as well. Let's not act like Father Time hasn't been good to us in the past, you guys. Rich Gannon came in old school. Jerry Rice came in at the end of his career. Tim Brown was still performing really, really well in the latter years of his career. Let's not do that. Shout out to Zell. Yo, Graphk, I don't get it, man. People want to fire a first-year head coach, but don't want to lose a scrub-ass 9-year quarterback. Shit is crazy to me. People cry about stability, and that's what Mark is trying to do. Gain stability. Zell, talk that shit. Stability. Yes, shout out to Zell, man. Appreciate you on the dub, family. Real talk. Nobody wants to hear about, this, and that, bro. We played well with older guys in the past. Our last Super Bowl appearance, we had older guys on this roster. But you have to build through the draft defensively. You have to have these, you still have to have some young guys. It has to be a well-balanced out roster. There you go, JT. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to Rick Glenn. Quick question. What happens if Stidham craps the bed? Do we go back to Carr? No, not at all. You lose these last 2 games. You keep your draft capital when you move on. You know what I mean? You keep your draft, bro, what? Why do you go back to Carr? Bro, I expect Jarrett Stidham to shit the bed. I don't expect Jarrett Stidham to come in there and perform. Let's just be real. But give the young guy a chance. Let him go out there and see what he can do. I expect Stidham to go out there and lose these next 2 games, and maybe not even close. To be real with you, I don't see Stidham going out there and beating the Niners. There's no fucking I don't see that. I don't see him beating the Kansas City Chiefs. That would be one of the greatest stories in the world, to send Jarrett Stidham out there to start 2 games and beat the Niners and the Chiefs. So, exactly. Grab Brady, trade Carr, get a rookie quarterback for Brady to mentor. That's it. It's simple mathematics. Because even if we shit the bed next year with Tom Brady, right? Josh McDaniels is going out with a bang with his guy, right? That's it. We go out with the best guy. We go out with, we go out with the greatest quarterback of all time. Why not? I'd rather lose. Look, bro, I'd rather win 4 games with Tom Brady next season than win 5 with Derek Carr this season or 6 this season. I'm sorry. That may sound bad. That may sound terrible, because at least I know if you go get Brady, we are going to get a young quarterback in the draft to groom under him. Like, I know there's a plan after Tom Brady, right? You don't bring Tom Brady in here thinking this is the future. No, you bring Tom Brady in because you got a guy behind him that's going to learn behind him in a system that he helped create. Simple, man. It's simple mathematics, man. Jose, Garbers will be backing him up. Garbers will be backing him up. Lurker, talk, bro. People don't understand this. And y'all killed me early on in the season when I was like, man, we're going to win this game and win this game. These games mean fucking nothing for draft, you know what I mean, for where we're drafted. Now, you go out, you put Stidham out there, see what he can do. Bro, do you guys expect to beat the Niners and the Chiefs without Denzel Perryman, without Chandler Jones, without Derek Carr? Like, you guys, like, even with those guys, it would have been a hard fight. Like, I wouldn't even, it's hard to even picture us beating them with them. We have to be realistic here. We just lost our starting Pro Bowl corner, a linebacker in Denzel Perryman. We just lost Chandler Jones. I'm here now for the draft cap. Look, I'm here for it. Pick a top 10 guy in each round. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Number 6 pick. Screw these last 2 games, bruh. Man, look. Because guess what happens right there, Maul? You could potentially get a Will Levis if you want to. Or, even better, Jalen Carter may fall to number 6. You can get your defensive tackle of the future right there at 6. Right there. Right? Defensively, we want to get better, right, you guys? We want to build this stout defense, right? If we are at 6, floating around 6 somewhere, you can get Jalen Carter. Or you could potentially just move up a pick and go get him. But at 6, Jalen Carter out of Georgia is realistic as fuck. Longy, we've been talking about this loser-ass team forever. What's the difference? What is the difference? I come here every day and do live shows, and most of the time I'm talking about a loser-ass team. What's the difference? What is the difference? If you're going into a draft coming off a losing season, it might as well be a losing season. So at least we're in position to draft some real good players that can change the dynamic of this team. In a perfect world, you guys, we can get Jalen Carter as a top 10 pick, as the defensive tackle out of Georgia, and then go get an Emmanuel Forbes, the corner out of Mississippi State. Like, that's you get potentially 2 Pro Bowl guys, potentially all pro talents at the defensive side on the defensive side of the ball, back-to-back picks. If you go out and get Emmanuel Forbes in the second round, if he makes it to the second round, and Jalen Carter in the first. Come on, bro. Hey, now that would be fucking hilarious. Mike, mess around, Stidham, get us to the wild card. That would be fucking comedy, bro. Then what? Oh my God. You know what? I damn near I would love this for Stidham to get us to the wild card just so I can look at these Derek Carr fans and be like, whoa, now what? Now what? Now what? That shit is hilarious, bro. That shit is comedy. Stidham fuck around, get us to the damn playoff. We can become a number 1 team with number 1 players offensively and defensively. Shout out to D Smooth, man. Facts, man. Facts, man. Shout out to D Smooth. Shout out to Silverback OG. TB12 is a Raider quarterback. Super Bowl finally. Hey, man. Look, a lot of people believe in the scripted NFL. right? Like I said before, there's no script better than Tom Brady going to the Raiders, the team where his shit all started, to go win on the way out, retire a Raider with Josh McDaniels. They both prove, right? This is the big part. This is the big part, you guys. They both prove together, even though Brady's already done it in Tampa Bay, but they do it together without Bill Belichick. There's no better script than that. Brady wins where it all started with the Tuck rule. He wins with his offensive coordinator, and they do it without Bill Belichick. The script can't write itself better, and it's in Vegas. And the Super Bowl was in Vegas. Shout out to Mateo. Carr fans will just say Josh McDaniels was holding him back. Damn, Mateo, you ain't never lied, bro. Shout out to my brother Wasted. Derek Carr hates the win. Time to move on, y'all. Pull up tonight and get wasted. Shameless plug. Facts. My dog is only, I think, like 60 away from 6,000. Subscribe to my brother Wasted, man. Let me see. John, that's good enough for me. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Bro, cap space is phenomenal in the NFL. If we don't get no draft capital for him, cool. You know what's funny? It's actually pathetic, because you look at it like this. If Carr does retire and just moves on, he retires a Raider. Just like all these Derek Carr guys would love to happen. Shit, me too. I want him to retire a Raider. Retire a Raider. It's a lifelong Raider, right? It just didn't work. He wanted to be here. It just didn't work. Then now we don't have to hear about, if we trade him, which I would love that draft capital. I would rather have it, but we don't have to hear about him anymore. I don't have to hear about Derek Carr. Oh, he just won a game in Indianapolis. How do you feel about that, Derek Carr or Graphk or Wasted or Hammer? He just won 3 games in a row without the Raiders. Now what? At this point, man, just retire. I'll take the money. I'm cool with that. But I would rather have draft capital. But I'm cool with that. If I don't have to hear Derek Carr's name again after this season, I am cool with that. Is Carr the main issue? No. But when 90% of the passing offense is based on one quarterback's decision-making, it makes it a huge problem. When is that quarterback is consistently inconsistent? That argument is always lazy. Talk, the Raider. Talk, my brother. Talk. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Shout out to Terrence. It's crazy how Raider Nation can't see Derek Carr is not the answer. 9 years, man, 9 years. What more do we need to see? Keep talking that talk, man. Shout out to my boy T, man. Guys, it's fucking crazy, bro. Some of y'all are fucking crazy, bro. Some of y'all, man, do me a favor today, okay, you guys? You Carr nut huggers, don't go hit your wife. Don't go hit your kids. Don't go do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing crazy today. Don't go drink and get behind the wheel. You know what I mean? Don't do something stupid. You know what I mean? Just relax. Relax. Just relax. Okay? Relax. Don't do anything crazy, man. Don't do anything crazy, okay? Like I said, don't go beat your wife. Don't go beat your kids. Don't get in the car drunk. Don't do nothing stupid today. Nut huggers, don't do nothing stupid. I pray for health and wealth for every single one of y'all. Does Brady even want to come to Vegas? That's a good question. Cut the check. But even if he doesn't, there's other options as a bridge guy. You know what I mean? There's the Jimmy G's of the world. There's the Gardner Minshew's of the world. You know, Geno Smith. You never know. He may get free. Seattle may let him go. They may draft a quarterback real early. You never know. There's going to be other guys that we can look at as other bridge guys. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good question. Who's to tell? Who's to say? If Stidham wins, the Carr lovers will say Josh was setting him up to fail. Jersey, we know how this go. We know how this go, bro. We know how this go. Shout out to Jersey. I had a great time at the Patriots game in the Black Hole, seeing us win. Let's get this win next with key players on this Raider team. I'm ready to see a new Super Bowl. Shout out to D Smooth, man. Black Panther. It's good that you had a great time out there, brother. It's great that you had a good time out there. Shout out to Dale. If I don't know anything about football, bro, why are you here? Like, for real. I don't even know why you're here, bro. I truly don't know. I truly don't know. I have no clue, bro. I really don't know, you know what I mean, why you're here. Real shit. I know one of these Carr dickheads do a live here soon, you guys. So trust me. Whenever they go on, you guys have somewhere else to go nut hug. Trust me. Trust me. I know one of those guys are chomping at the bit, waiting for me to get off this live so they can go into their Derek Carr spiel. So make sure to follow those guys. You can go right over there. They'll have a live ready, prepared for you guys, man. You know what I mean? Prepared and ready to go for you guys, man. Sorry, Docs, but Brady's not coming. He now has joint custody of his kids. Moving to LV means not seeing his kids for 5 months. Not happening. Twos, if that's true, then that's true. Either way, I want to move on. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not Brady, cool. I'm cool with that. If it's not, cool. Me personally, I would like to have Brady come in, but if not, cool. We'll go another route. We'll go another route. For all you DC guys, right, that are killing me saying I don't know anything about football, I want to do this real quick. For all you DC, I'm going to do this real quick. Right? I want to do this real quick. Started off the show with a bang. I want to show y'all something real quick. All right. This is how we do over here at DOX ENT. All right. We're going to watch this together as a family, okay? We're going to watch this together as a family. Beating the fuck out that car, ain't he? Perfect. Take that shit somewhere else, man. This is the best play call Josh did all season. Shout out to Kitty, bro. Hey, man, I'm just having some fun, man. Let me see. Oh, shit. Yeah, y'all. How you guys feel about this, man? Real talk. Breaking news. It's not really breaking news at this point, but Josh McDaniels has pulled the trigger. He's finally benched Derek Carr for the last 2 games. It's Jarrett Stidham's season, you guys. He will finish off the season against the 49ers and the Chiefs, both home games at Allegiant Stadium. I'm excited just to see what the young kid could do. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what the young kid can do. At this point, man, you know, he's going to use his legs, you know, a little bit more. I'm here for it. I just want to see what he can do. The guy knows the system. Fuck it. Do I expect to win either one of these games with Jarrett Stidham? Hell no. But it's good to see some change. You know what I mean? Real talk. With that being said, you guys, I'm probably going to get out of here. You guys got a couple more comments in. Let me know because I want to I'm about to hit this gym. I just had to come talk my shit real quick because I thought this shit was going to be a shit show of a show, and I was here for it. I wanted to be here for it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Us Raider fans shouldn't complain too much about our future because we have the best logo and the best fans and the best stadium in the NFL with great players. Shout out to D Smooth. Stiddy. It's Stiddy time. Shout out to my wife. Love you too, babe. Hey, babe, this is for you. This is the song they dedicated to Paul Walker, right? Babe, can you hear me? It's been a long day without you, my friend. You can hear me? And I'm going to tell you all about it when I see you again. Can you hear me? I ain't gonna do that shit. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm outro, man.